Hey, I'm Grayson with Grayhound Goods, and this is my shop. So I'm just going to start us out in this corner of the shop with my little Rikon belt sander and disc sander. I don't use this tool super often, but it is nice to have whenever I need it. And we've also just got some clamp storage over here. They say you can never have enough clamps. This is my humble little wood turning lathe. It's just a pen lathe that I bought many years ago and have made tons and tons and tons of things that are not pens on it, and it's been a champion through it all. The power switch quit working a few years ago. I'm not much of an electrician, so I got it to where it works if I plug it in. So to use the lathe, I just plug it in and unplug it to turn it on and off, and it does good enough for me. I've got some bowl blanks over here. Stay tuned for a bowl drop soon. And then back here we've just got some sheet goods storage, and then in the windowsill I keep some different lathe tools and jigs and stuff. And this is a bag of chess pieces for when I make chess sets. I just copy those. Here we have my drum sander, which is one of the most frequently used tools in the shop. It's the only tool that has its own dedicated dust collector. It's a crucial tool to have for doing recycled skateboard work. I've really put this thing through the ringer. It's kind of on its last leg at this point. I've had to weld pieces back onto it. I've got broken bushings that are shattering on it. It's being held together by a squeeze clamp right now, but I've got it to where it still kind of works just good enough. So I'm hoping to replace that in the next few weeks. But yeah, that's one of my favorite tools in the shop. This is my oscillating spindle sander. These things are pretty cheap and are amazing tools for what they are. I use this thing a lot, and you can switch it out to these different size spindles super quick and easily. And then it's resting on this red toolbox where I keep like some mechanic tools, some stir sticks, some different, whatever kind of tools. Whenever I was installing this shelf up here, I put it up with only like half as many shelf brackets, and I was standing up on a ladder loading up all these noses and tails, and the weight was too much and the shelf collapsed, and all these noses and tails came spilling across the shop, and I was up on top of a ladder trying to dodge them. It was horrifying, but I just doubled up the shelf brackets and it's good to go. It's nice to have a bunch of little knickknacks up there. Something nice to look at. This piece of prep was from the first icosahedron I made out of skateboards. I really balled out and did this crazy chip stack pattern across the whole thing. So I wanted to keep a little piece of that. It's a nice memory, and it looks cool on the shelf. This is my drill press. It just crapped out on me the other day, I think. Whenever I turn it on, it's like it's stripped out or something. If anybody knows if this is fixable, let me know in the comments. I'd rather fix it than buy a new one if it's an option. I wanted somewhere nice to keep my hand tools, so I whipped up this little board where I've got my Japanese pole saws, this nice little mallet I made out of Purple Heart and maple, and then I got my chisels and my hand planes. This hand plane's pretty special. It was my great-grandfather's. It was in pretty rough shape, so I replaced the handles on it. It's a cool little section of the shop. Back here in this dark area, it's just kind of like some extra storage. Keep my welder and some scrap metal, wood finishes, just kind of stuff where I don't use it that often and I can keep it kind of out of the way. It's nice to have this extra little bit of storage back here. Along the pegboard here, we've just got some jigs and screwdrivers, hammers, tape, whatever. Good storage, easy to get to. This one's kind of fun. At one point I got a stack of uncut skateboard decks that had been pressed into their shape, but they warped before they got cut into ovals. So I got to choose what I wanted to cut them into, and I made this fun saw. One of these days I'll put some grip tape and trucks on it and try some tricks on it. This is nice while you're waiting for glue to dry or finish to dry. Here we got my trusty 14-inch bandsaw. This thing cuts more skateboards than any other tool in the shop. I really couldn't do my job without this one. This thing is an absolute workhorse. I'm grateful to have this one around. Then we've got my 6-inch joiner. I keep this thing next to the bandsaw because I'll usually make a cut on the saw and then clean it up on the joiner and go back and forth right here. It's only 6 inches wide, so I can't do the full width of a skateboard. I hope to one day have a wider one, but in the meantime, this gets the job done. Here's the scraps and cutoffs bin where I just keep different hardwood or plywood cutoffs and then all my different little skateboard cutoffs. These are nice for if I ever want to turn something small on the lathe or just need like a small piece for something. There's always plenty of stuff to choose from. And then behind it, we've got just more wall storage for noses and tails, broken decks, other kinds of hardwoods. Behind our cutoff bin here is where I keep my press for gluing up all the stacks of skateboards. I welded this press up with some scrap steel that a buddy of mine gave me a few years ago. I've had to fix it a couple of times, but it's a beast. And then behind this door is the canoe room / finishing area. In the winter, it's too cold in the garage to put finish on a lot of things, so I do a lot of finishing in the basement here. Keep the canoe here because I don't have anywhere else to store a boat that big. So that's the state of my shop as of February 2024. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have any input, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.